Hello, everyone, and interesting week. We have Tesla, we had Netflix earning, and it was good. And now we have Tesla on Wednesday. And if you look at this here on a monthly basis, consolidation, a very ferocious move out, and then nothing. So ideally, if the visual representation is a bull flag, okay, from on a monthly basis. And so far, it is still, a lot of sideways still happening. It is not able to get over 257 and stay and continue over to 289. So this 289, this zone is important to cross, holding 257, and that's where it's getting thrown off. Now, the beauty is 214. This number is very important going forward. If 214 is held, or if it is breaks down a little bit and comes back up and regains, it'll try to take out the structure. So watch for 214. And we have, this is currently we are around in this zone. So this is your 214 area, and if it breaks down, and then it may have a little bit downside all the way till the blue line. Yeah, the lighter blue line. This is purple and this is a lighter blue line all the way till here. And that can still be okay in terms of the price action. So it has tried to broke out of this tangent line and fantastic run, but the next candle reversed it, testing it back. So this month, the low it could test is around 205 and maybe a poke below till 190 to 173 was a sweet spot around somewhere in this on this blue line zone. So that's the reason I said this blue line zone. So this has been Tesla's sweet spot, and above here is what it needs to fire or get its what do you call that Elon Musk thing he's taking to Mars? It needs one of those things here to, get an exit out of here. I was expecting this 300, 325 to 360 zone much earlier, but it's okay. It's still consolidating. And as long as it is maintaining those important numbers, as of now, it's 214. And if it is holding that, then some election noise, and then it can go. So what I'm looking here is one day. Just looking at people would say, oh, it is a double top and it can come down. Rightly so. But I'm looking at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 7 days of just thinking. Basically, these are all dojis, and it's a thinking process. It's trying to think. Ideally, it would be an island reversal into 232 to 239. But the question is, can it fall on this line around 200 to maybe the least it could do is 200 to here, and the more it could do is here. Can it do that and then go back up, fill this gap, and take it off? So I'm thinking there's a reason this price action is there, and the nature of this price action is there. So it will be a very interesting move to see. We have earnings on Wednesday, and then some tech earnings coming up, and we have election on first week of November, I think 5 or 6, whatever the date is. So post-election, what it can do in terms of, is it going to bottom out around the election time? Then do we have a possible, if that's the case, meaning what it would mean is this structure is going to resolve down and then go sideways till the election time. And could that be an indication of T winning, meaning Tesla is coming to hold support this structure and it's bottoming out, T wins, and then it goes back up, fills this earnings gap, and then this gap and launches higher. That's one possibility. The other possibility is It goes up, fills this year, still chops. And uh, come November first week, election time, there is some possibility that uh, T doesn't win. Let's say I don't follow politics, I don't follow elections, anything. So, but this is from the Tesla's perspective, Elon Musk's perspective. If that's the case, then if it falls post, if it is wants to do that, then probably T is not winning. So that's my, what do you call that? Crazy take on the price action. And I'm attaching the reasoning to this price action. The 7-day island it is trying to create, and the 8th day it tries to goes down, or so it's strongly attached to what Elon Musk must be doing in terms of timing. So watch October 23rd to November 7th election time, and these two times can indicate either a foolery on Tesla or a trend change on Tesla. So very important. And what I was looking at is, some trade. I like this the best because it gives me the long side in February and short side end of November. So I'm trying to cover the election time, but still giving it 2-3 weeks so that, you know, Tesla is very good at killing premiums. So just want to give a little bit enough time to see, and of course they are costly. So since it is February and I'm trying for 275, assuming flies after 257. So that's what I'm trying to do, 1290. I mean, don't go by the price here because this market is closed right now. So tomorrow we'll have the real, bid and ask on those ones. And or you can, thinking of having a call side and then put side with some kind of spread, 200, 175, some, or a butterfly probably, and then go from there. Um, so yeah, this is 20 wide to keep the price low, basically just enough to cover the call price and still come out. This 15th November 1, 250, 190, this is still closed and it will still give us 2 weeks, also cover the election. Uh, so, but still I would consider this as a lotto, and $6 in a lotto would be costly though. But everything will bet on, if Tesla doesn't move at earning, it chops, but it moves on post-election. So that still gives 1.5 weeks to the November OPEX. So this bet, I would, if I take this bet, then I would assume that I will make up this cost in some other trade. So that's there. Do not bet any bigger amount, more than 300 on an earning which you cannot make it up somewhere. Okay. And this is another one. I was looking at it, December 20, 255 call, and 29, 185, 10, under 10. It's still reasonable. Again, the pricing, I'll look at it tomorrow when, the option bid and ask is much better. And I'll also look at some butterflies to see, to get a decent, some cheap lotos as well, because the whole point is not everyone can afford to play 12.90 or $13 in a trade. So the beauty is, if you can design a trade which is reasonably priced. I mean, Tesla is costly, right? It's a mainstream stock, most loved and most hated stocks. It's a cult system. So it may take some money, right? But if you can, provide trades which are reasonable enough, but the reward on the other side is great, like for Netflix, we did a trade of $12 and now it's almost $25. So the R&R is good in 2 to 3 days. Then, it makes sense sometimes, especially if you're buying time. The most important thing I'm stressing here is buying time, because it's October, it's election time, then Santa time. So there are a lot of drama time technically. So buying time is always important on options, especially when a lot of events are clustered around, among the earnings as well. And last time we had played BKNG, your price line, and we ended up making $50 or $60 on the contract, betting like $25. So that R&R is pretty good. On top of that, we still had bought a lot of time, around 2 months of time. So Options is nothing but a beauty if you can design it well. The beauty is, as they say, in the eyes of the beholder, and it's exactly like that. How to design an option is the beauty. And as far as your um, Tesla is concerned, let's see what earnings brings in here. Are they going to do an island reversal right into 240, 250, or they're going to drop it here and drop it here between these red and blue and take it off, first week of November when the election happens? Does Tesla bottoms the election and announces T is winning? The opposite can happen, if T is not winning. So price goes up and T doesn't win and then it comes down. So that's why having both sides, playing both sides is important, because it's just not Tesla. Elon Musk is attached to it and the election is attached to it. So it will be very interesting times to see going forward. So stay in, look out for my tweets, some more details coming up. I'll do it during the market times, and do follow me on Twitter, Nargis007 with 2 R's, and safe trading.